At Melcombe we have a unique way of learning that makes learning fun and interesting. Our learning model has 7 parts.
Positive attitude.
Before we learn, we make sure everybody's switched on and ready to learn and has a positive attitude.
What do we already know? Connecting our learning.
Before we start learning new things,
We think about what we already know.
at Melcombe we each have a talk partner.
We chatterbox with our partner.
Chatterboxing allows us to share what we know.
It also helps us to learn if we listen to our partner.
When we think about what we already know about a topic,
We connect what we already know.
to what we're about to learn.
Learning is all about making connections in the brain and knowing what direction you are going in.
Whilst we're still on the carpet, we discuss the learning objective.
This explains what we are going to learn.
Okay, so today we are going to plan and write an adventure story.
What is in it for me? What am I learning today?
Why are we learning this?
But why? What's in it for me? Is it A, I can practice using my sentence starters that I've learnt? Is it B, I can practice using expanded nouns? Or is it C, I can practice using speech in my writing? And is there anything else?
If we don't know why we're learning things, it makes it hard to invest in our learning.
We need to be able to think about how the learning fits into a bigger picture so that it makes sense.
The bigger picture helps us link the learning objective to other things we're learning.
Let's have a look at the big picture then. We've learned lots of skills from this big picture this half term. What skills will we be using in our writing today? Maria.
Use adventure music, genre, language, expanded nouns, PV and adverbs.
What's PV?
Powerful verbs.
Powerful verbs and adverbs. Good. So using adventure mood genre language, expanded nouns, powerful verbs and adverbs. They will set the mood of your writing.
At some point in the lesson, we do a brain break to refresh our brain.
5. I'm now taking helicopters to land. 5. 4.
Brain breaks are fun, they make you happy and energized.
1.
They refresh your brain.
And up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, great. Only 9-4 lost it. Everybody else stunning. Well done. Have a seat for me.
Now we are focused and ready to learn again.
How will I succeed? We have a success criteria. This is a set of instructions on how to succeed whilst doing our work.
So let's have a move on. If we look at the success criteria, so number 1.
Read statements associated with Tudor times.
So number 2,
Sort the statements into groups.
brilliant. So what does that mean? What groups do we sort them into?
True, false and unsure.
True, false and unsure. Number 3,
Raise a range of questions.
excellent. Why do we do that?
We're also told what skills we're going to learn. So we have a clear idea of what we're learning before the task.
These are some of our statements we've got today. So I'm going to ask different people to just have a go at reading different ones. So,
Tudor houses were often black and white.
we should know a little bit about that from our trip. But Debbie May,
If you upset the king in Tudor times, you could be boiled alive.
what I want you to do is have a think about those statements and start sorting in your head which ones you think might be, what is it? What are the 3 categories? True,
False and unsure.
brilliant. Okay, so let's move on.
The teacher models the task.
So I go for the ones I know first of all. Then I would think, right, which ones am I sure are false? And then any ones I'm not sure, I can leave till the end. Brilliant, excellent. So if we actually then go on to our KTP, which is our key teaching point, can somebody read our key teaching point for me?
If you don't know, put it in unsure. The key teaching point helps us if we forget something from the success criteria.
Now we are ready to do the task.
How am I learning and thinking?
So can anybody tell me what we have as our success criteria for this lesson? Hester.
The teacher stops us and reminds us of the success criteria, so we don't get lost in our learning.
Okay, the next one was wanting.
Raise a range of questions.
How am I showing my learning and thinking?
After the task, we evaluate the work and compare it to the success criteria. We self-assess our learning, so we can say what we have achieved
And to think about what we found difficult.
We can think about this by writing in our books, or by using a smiley or a sad face.
What have I learned? How do I know what I am proud of? In the last 10 minutes of the lesson, we sit on the carpet.
We gather information about what we have learned.
We compare this to the success criteria.
What part of phonics were we learning today, Sean Abel?
Sound.
Sounds fantastic, and our sound today, Mohammed, was? Good. Emily, can you remember one of our tricky words today? You. Fantastic. So I can see that you have been superstars, but let's see if you think so too. So if you were looking and using that magic pointing finger, can you clap your hands? Fantastic. If you were a superstar and you were using those fantastic listening ears, can you tap your legs? Well done. If you were using your luscious lips to do some fantastic talking, can you blow me a kiss? Brilliant! You've all told me that you have made it to learn